What's going on? I'm Sam. Today I'm going to be playing with my knife sharpening set a little more. Peter called me earlier and said his new lathe was ready for pickup and asked if I could help. So we went over and picked it up. It really wasn't too heavy. We were able to unload it. I didn't even think of grabbing the camera till it was too late. And right after that, since we were nearby, Griffin and I went to the dog park.
Okay, go.
It's been a really long time since Griffin was able to go to the dog park, so I was really happy I was able to give him a chance to get out there and go. And I ended up letting him run around for at least an hour, if not like an hour and a half. He had a lot of fun and was pretty dirty afterward, so when we got home, he took a bath and he got to do his favorite thing, which is getting dried by the towel. I don't know why he loves this so much, but it's just adorable. Come here, you want this towel? You love the towel, don't you? Anyway, I'm at the shop right now, and since I had so much fun sharpening my chisels, I wanted to try something that I saw in another video. It was sharpening a dollar store knife, and I happen to have one of these at the shop. It's not very sharp. I've rarely had to use it. I think I've only used it like 1 or 2 times the whole time I had it at Peter's. But I do want to see if I'm going to be able to put a nicer edge on this thing. So let's see what I can do. So right now this knife is pretty dull. It will cut a potato, but you have to push really hard. I don't think there's a chance it will cut paper. It cuts paper, but it cuts it like a saw. And same with the cardboard. Kind of. And that's because the factory finish they have on here is just a really rough grind. It is probably sharp enough for everything that I need. But since I already have the kit here, I want to see if I can sharpen this thing up. Okay, so first I gotta soak these water stones so they'll be ready. So I think I did a lot of damage to this stone because I had to sharpen it so much. I said this was a diamond block. I think it's actually not. But these whetstones are water stones, so I'm gonna see if I can flatten this one, if not the others. So I definitely did concave down the middle a little bit, but it's coming flat really quickly. So now that the stone is flattened, I should be able to take this angle guide and start sharpening. I kind of gave up on this guide, and I've just been hand sharpening this knife. I finished the 400 grit, and I've already moved on to the 1000 grit. I don't think the edge that I'm putting on here is going to be really nice, but I do think I'm going to be able to get it sharp. I'm also wondering if I messed up the 400 grit side of the water stone. It doesn't seem to be cutting as well as it should, or as well as it used to. Okay, that should be good enough. It's not perfect, but I'm pretty sure this will have a nice edge on it when I'm done. So I'm moving on to the 3000 grit. I might have actually made this thing worse, but I won't know till I'm done. I will be a little bit sad if the time and energy I spent sharpening this thing resulted in a worse finish than it did as a $1 knife. Okay, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get. I will put it on the strop a little bit, which I am not set up for. I think some parts are sharper than others. Okay, I did it. I was getting really worried that I did a bad job on this thing, but apparently I did okay. So, potato test. Oh, there we go. Okay, that first test got me really scared because it didn't seem any easier to cut a potato. Cutting a potato was the whole reason I decided to sharpen this knife, because I was cutting a potato earlier and found out how bad it was. But it does pretty good. I don't think this is as sharp as my chisel. But for being a knife that I'm only going to use like 2 or 3 times a year, it's going to do its job. Okay, my chisel is still way sharper. I need to redo this knife. Well, maybe not. Yeah, the chisel's just a little bit sharper. But again, I'm going to use the knife 2, maybe 3 times a year. And if I end up using it more than that, I'll go buy a better knife and then sharpen it. I'm still a little scared that I might have messed up this water stone. I don't know, I'll keep playing around with it and see what happens. But as far as sharpening my Dollar Tree knife, I'm really happy with the results. If I had a little bit more time, I would have kept using this guide. The only thing with the guide though is it would have resulted in a lot shallower bevel. So I would have had a whole lot more material to remove, because instead of the bevel like this, it would have been more like this. And I just didn't have the time for that today. I'm still pretty happy that I tried sharpening it by hand. My technique's still not quite there, because I noticed instead of having a nice flat bevel, mine's more rounded. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the results, and I just need to practice sharpening a few more things. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. We got a big day tomorrow, buddy. Let's go. Let's go, come on. You can stay there a little more if you really want to. Okay, go back to sleep.